What's going on, AfterBuzz family? You knocked and we're buzzing you in because it is well on Braxton Family Values starting now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Baby, you can do it, take your time, do it right. You can do it like me. Do it tonight, get your shine, baby. It's your time. Do it tonight.
City stuntin', pimpin' and Cadillac dippin', gray hair, Miss Gladys, your son do miss you. Birdman, daddy, no diving for fishes. Until you
I could never think of Toni. Doing something with Birdman. It's just they're so different. The genres are so different. But it came well. Toni killed it. I was like, Toni just sounds good on anything.
It was a good collaboration,
Yeah.
but not as good as this collaboration here on AfterBuzz
Yes.
TV. What's going on, everybody? It's another week of Braxton Family Values right here live on AfterBuzz TV. We have missed you guys. Well, at least I have. I've been gone for about a week or so, but I'm back and it's Ladies' Night once again.
Yes.
So, real quick, social media shout out, AfterBuzz TV across the board. Make sure you guys engage with us on AfterBuzz TV, Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz. Even on the Snap. I think we're on the Snap.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think we're on this.
I think we're on the Snap. I'm okay.
If we are, it's AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, it's AfterBuzz TV. The other one that we love is YouTube, honey.
Yes, God.
So we're gonna give a YouTube shout out here
And
shortly.
you guys always talk to us, so we always respond back, and we love it.
Yes, it's awesome. But if you need to find me on social media when I'm on there, you can find me at McCall Hall when sports and pop culture collide. And Kalima, where can they find you?
Yes, if you guys want to find me, you can find me everywhere at Kalima Music Art Wisdom.
Music, art, wisdom.
It's the music and the art and the wisdom. I don't know.
I couldn't have
I just
said
had
it or
to.
sang it better myself.
I just had to. I feel like it's just one of those things you got to sing.
So like I said, I want to give a shout out to all my people over here on YouTube. That is my favorite platform to talk to you guys. Like I said, I wasn't here last week, but it looks like you guys held down the fort. Shout out to Fresh351, Black British Cute 29,
Okay.
KCJ,
Okay.
Mr. Tazo 2012,
Alright.
Jay Spearman 4,
What it is?
Frugal Fabby, honey.
Where you at?
Okay, that's my middle name is Frugal, honey.
Frugal.
Baby
Same.
E, Net, Phoenix Money Penny, always good to see you on there, and my buddy Graphic Jack, Everyday Rebellions. I have never seen Everyday Rebellions on here, but it's nice to see you. Courtney B, Marianne Collin, Shaw Sway, and Tiffany Fulton. Thanks for the love. Appreciate
Thank you
that.
guys. Yes.
You know, it's always good to be loved.
Always starting conversations, and they be going in. They do not like,
go
yes.
Like
It is
really
not
go
for
in.
the lighthearted, you guys. And we love for you guys to be honest with us. And honestly, like I feel like the fans always give us more information than we like even research.
And here's so
they be having the tea.
the reason why here's the thing, when we get here to AfterBuzz TV, we literally sit down, we have a really cool studio, and we sit down at these TV stations and we watch the shows. We literally have just watched it, so
Yeah.
we don't necessarily have the time to like
Do the back-
digest
yeah,
everything
not all the
and do all the
time.
backup.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that we miss something.
Oh yeah.
But that's why we love the YouTube.
That's why we love you guys, for sure.
So let's get into it, you guys. Braxton Family Values, Season 5, Episode 20, back in the hot seat, honey. And we open up in LA with Miss Toni and Miss E. And Toni shaved the side of her head. I guess I did not realize this.
I didn't
but
either. But I liked how it was like, it was different because it was the long ponytail in the middle. I liked it.
Can this stop?
It can, I think you don't like it because it's not the normal Toni. Like, you don't think of her. You think of her as very, very pretty, you know, just sexy diva type of style, like the typical like diva like look, long beautiful hair, but like it was an edgy LA look, and I was like, okay, I like it.
We're in LA.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's also trendy. I think
It's mad trendy.
Mad trendy. And Toni Braxton, living legend, damn it, you don't need to do anything that's trendy.
But when you're a legend, you can do it. No, like come on, if Beyonce wore a freaking trash bag, they would be doing up the trash bags. Like, let's not act.
If Beyonce's a different situation.
It is different, but it ain't different. I'm just saying, when you're a trendsetter, when you're a legend, like, you can just do shit.
Well, I'm enjoying this
Thank
Bantu
you.
knot
Thank you.
Bantu knot Malaysian
they coming
combo
with us?
we have.
Yes.
It's like your hairstyle embodies African tradition and traditions
I
from
love that you get me.
like India.
Oh my gosh, that's
You're like
literally it.
Blindian.
Like-
your hairstyle is Blindian today.
Yes, I've been trying to do like, I don't know, I get inspired by that for sure, but also just, being creative. I love, yes, yeah, I think it's the Indian comes from the long, hair like straight and stuff, but yeah, I love it. And then the Arabic, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe. I'm just plain old slap some weave on. Not fancy at all. So anyways, they talked about the last time they went to TD Jakes. Now, I believe TD Jakes' show has been canceled. My mom called me and told me that,
way.
yes.
Wow.
I guess the Braxtons weren't enough to drive the
That's
ratings.
so sad.
So they bring up some old clips. I want to give an award, okay? I believe it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Now, before I give the award, I will ask you who deserves it. Who deserves the award for coming so far from season 1 to now when it comes to looks? Because that
looks.
reality TV show money, there are a few checks and you can cash them in and, improve your situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to think about who came the farthest from season 1 to now.
I think it's Traci. Like Traci was the one I was always worried about. Like her hair, I never was like, that's the hair for you. She went from red. She just did she literally did every hairstyle, and I was like, when? And then of course she struggled with her weight and stuff. So, and I feel like, even heavy set, like she ain't even that heavy set. So I'm like, you can find some cute outfits. So I feel like not saying that she's stuck out to me where it's like, oh, she looks cute in this episode, but it's the opposite. Like, I don't look at her like, what is she wearing anymore?
Right. I think she's
like,
coming to her own.
yeah.
I give the award to Miss E. They did a flashback clip of her talking to Braxton Senior. And I'm like, damn, Miss E. And she's a beautiful woman, beautiful spirit.
Already, right.
But I have noticed that she has invested in some things.
I always felt like Miss E was like always fire. Like she was the first lady of the church,
clip.
like glam. Like
maybe
always.
it was the clip.
Maybe
that
it was
they
the
showed.
clip, but
It just
yeah.
When they showed the clip to now, I'm like, oh man, like those checks must be pretty good.
Nice.
So Toni talks about her new relationship, but here's the key: she used the term relationship. Last episode, that was just her friend Brian who came to dinner with his titties out.
Yeah.
And now she's claiming that they're in a relationship. When did this happen?
You know what? Sometime between last episode and this one, I guess. In the time being of the shooting, I guess. But yeah, we're not stupid. We knew that there was something up. Like, you don't go, what was it, the Grammys?
Hell, I think they're married and they just won't tell anybody. I've been saying that since last year. Y'all know
TMZ would have found that out. Somebody would have found that out by now. But I don't think so. I don't think she's in a rush to do that, especially when she was hardly in a rush to even call it a relationship.
I think Toni Braxton got married late. If I'm not mistaken, Toni Braxton got married at like 32, I want to say.
Wow.
Like, she was a little bit later in life, which I'm like, oh, this is great. Because
Right.
I feel like I still have time.
I love that she takes her time, though.
She does. She does.
It's very important.
She
I feel
takes
like
her time with
People
everything.
rush into
Even starting songs. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
No, I feel like no, we don't live. I feel like we do live in a society now where people don't consider marriage. They don't value it as much, but they still don't necessarily take their time to even have those sort of relationships. Like, I feel like people are quick to move in with their boyfriend if they've been together and like, oh, we sleep, we spend the night with each other all the time anyway. We're saving money if we get an
I was
apartment
going to
together.
say, it's L.A. If I could find somebody I could deal with
I
like
know.
that, I'd be moving in with them tomorrow.
I know.
'Cause I'm sick of
but
this
then you
rent.
should be ready to marry him tomorrow too, because you're doing the same thing.
He should be ready to marry me, huh?
Yeah, he should be ready to marry you, and you should be ready to say yes. How you going to invest everything? Like, literally, people are investing. That's the bills. That's in either both of y'all names or one of y'all names. Like,
I ain't
you might
putting
as
nothing in
well-
my name.
You might as well get the commitment. That's all it represents.
I'm not
is that
putting anything
he
in
can't
my
just
name
walk out on you today.
unless it's the house note. If it doesn't produce equity for me, I'm not putting it in my name.
Then be
If we're
smart.
gonna be having sex together, if we're having sex, put it in your name. Running up bills. I don't know. Is that petty and ratchet?
I don't think it's petty. I think it's smart and it's good that you're looking out for yourself. But
Women give up too much. Now I gotta. You
know what I'm saying?
We're having
Be
a
smart about
physical
it, but-
relationship. Then I gotta put my name on the bills too. No, I feel like if we're gonna be sleeping together and we happen to live together, if there's rent involved,
I want you to tell me what man is gonna be like. Sure, here's everything you need, and it'll all be all in his name. Cause you gotta be putting out or something. Like if I'm just saying, you gotta be like giving. There gotta be some sort of reciprocity.
this is the problem with America right now. Men don't know how to man up and just be men. 60 years ago, men just took care of the household. You know, the financial piece.
The financial piece, exactly. That's why I'm like, so you better have some sort of part of the bargain where it's like, of course he's taking care of the bills because I'm doing all of this. And we know you ain't going to be a housewife.
McCall Hall is a businesswoman. Darling.
Yes, thank you.
Anyways,
That's
it's not about me
I
right
know.
now. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not
I'm like,
about.
this is like a whole other episode.
It's
at this
about
point.
Towanda and Trina going shopping with Trina's dry ass skin. Trina's skin doesn't look dry to me. I don't know where.
Well, we don't get shots of her hands and her feet.
But I think that this would have come up. I think Tamar, and no shade to Tamar, but I think Tamar would have said something by now if Trina had dry
she may
extremities.
have and it didn't air, but yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't know
notice
about it.
either.
So sister talked about singing on the show. So there's this whole big debacle about like, are we singing? Are we not singing? They're born to sing. Why?
Yeah.
This was one of those episodes that kind of frustrated me because it was like they kept circling the same irrelevant wagon.
Right.
This is like the album filler.
But when you're
episode.
a professional singer, I feel like you're a lot more obviously critical on yourself. You know, like anything that you do professionally, you know when you're having your best day and when you're not having your best day, and they are known for their singing. So any sort of press that they do, it needs to be on point. And who wants to do anything, have to practice anything last minute, especially when the biggest singer of the entire group is late. So, you know, it's already gonna, like her husband said, you're nervous every time. So that's nerves. That's forgetting the song, because this is a song that literally we haven't done since we were children. We got to blend our voices, make sure that's right. So I know they were nervous, but because they're professionals, to us, to the untrained ear, it sounded like fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Blending voices. I wish some people would start blending their hair. I saw this girl on the bus the other day. I'm like, so you didn't even try to blend your leave
You ain't
out?
even try.
You didn't even try to blend the leave out?
I see that all the time.
Golly. Excuse me. See, I'm talking ugly.
Go ahead. You good. You good. But, yeah, I don't know. Wait, so was there someone specifically that did not blend their hair?
No, I was literally just thinking about the girl.
Oh, I was
And
about
the
to
Lord
say.
just choked me because I was talking ugly. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
were.
sorry,
yes,
Jesus.
that's what you get. That's exactly what you get.
Tomorrow's Good Friday, by the way.
Oh.
So yes, tomorrow's the last day of Lent. I can eat beef again. Let's talk about Tamar and Vince showing up early. I'm not gonna say I have a crush
I have a crush.
because I don't want no problems, but I do find Vince to have another level
Yes, he
of
does.
attractiveness.
Oh my gosh.
And bravado and dapper that he exudes since he's lost all this weight.
It's like, yeah, you just be
Like you
kind of
kind of look
side-eyed,
at him like,
and he got his shit together, so you just be like, But
and his skin looks. Vince's skin, in my opinion, in the past had a dull look. Okay, I don't know if he's using a new moisturizer or what he's doing, but I also think that his skin has a radiance to it that is beautiful. I think he's got a new head buffer. His
I hope
head
Tamar
is.
don't see this. Yeah.
Tamar, I'm not saying I would sleep with Vince. I'm not saying I'm trying to get on. I'm just admiring the fact that he has improved his overall physique and look.
Yeah, she said he like goes in with the selfies.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking really good. Anywho, we're getting ready for the sisters to get there, and TD Jakes drops the bomb that he wants them to sing, which I think Tamar probably knew this the whole damn time. And so...
And honestly, when they brought up that conversation, does he want us to sing? They should have gone ahead and prepared a song anyway. But clearly, he had a special request.
he had a
that
special
wanted.
request, and it
And they were
well.
like, we're not going to say no,
Now-
so...
Now, you said something while we were sitting there watching it. You said that when you grow up in the church, people just expect you to know how to sing.
Oh my God, I was dying.
I guess I didn't grow up in the church.
I was
'cause
dying when Tamar was singing.
I don't get it.
when Tamar was saying like, oh, we have a selection, like, well, yeah, like I just remember the same thing, like, just,
That never
there's a
happened in my
program,
church.
but they ain't really a program, it's always sort of winging it, or like people don't show up, or people are late, so it's like we gotta fill this space in, and we know you always got something prepared. Yeah, all the time.
So you've
Of
had
course.
to do that? Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh yes.
I never had to.
And I was just dying. I was laughing to death.
So Tony's late, and Tamar tells everyone about having to sing, and they start rehearsing, and Miss E is pissed because she's like, the harmony is just not tight.
Right.
Again, to the untrained ear, I didn't really understand what the whole beef was. My whole thing is, why is Tamar always the lead singer? Why couldn't Traci have started the song?
I don't know. Maybe because Tamar is like right after Toni when it comes to experience. So they just like look at Tamar like, you usually know what you're doing. Or you at least know how to like get a harmony good, like choose the notes for the perfect harmony for our voice. But I think that they kind of just already know what their note is. Like Tracy's clearly bass, Tamar's usually soprano, so they just jump right in. I'm just saying.
Tracy's usually bass.
Yeah, she is.
Oh man,
Like
that's
tenor.
funny.
She's like tenor.
That's funny. So Toni shows up in the last minute wearing a sickening blue dress, and she's acting like she don't want to sing. What in the hell is the problem?
I know she didn't seem like, she could have had a bad text from B right before.
Then why come?
Because she had to be there. He wanted all of them there.
You were already late. Just claim there was. I don't know. My whole thing is her vibe was just not right.
I think it's important that she came.
Her vibe wasn't right.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Her vibe wasn't right. So, anyways, real quick before we get into their singing, because I do want to analyze it. They did a flashback at TD Jakes, and I guess I missed this episode when they were all in the TD Jakes show.
Yeah, that was a big episode.
I guess I missed it. Mm-hmm. But TD Jakes asked a question that really pissed me off seeing it today. And he says, how can we expect black children to respect black women if black women don't respect black women?
Why did that bother you? It's a discussion that needs to be had. He's making a point. I don't think that it's really relevant to them specifically.
It's not relevant to them at all.
But I trust his wisdom. So
it's not relevant to him at all. And I have a profound respect for TD Jakes. My father, not a big religious guy, but when TD Jakes started building the Potter's house and got his ministry really
my mom too.
Really got into it. And so I do have an appreciation for TD Jakes because he brought my father to the Lord, closer to the Lord. But I really disagree with him right now, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Black men don't respect black women right now. And I think that's the most important piece.
Absolutely.
I don't think that black women not respecting black women is even a real issue. I don't think that should have come out of his mouth. I don't think in 2017 or whenever this was, even if it was 2015, we have an issue with black women not respecting black women. If anything, black women are constantly trying to uplift one another, okay? Black women probably account for 70 to 80% of this demographic that watches their show.
Of course.
So let's not say that black women don't uplift black women. And We TV, why you would even air that clip, I don't know.
Because it starts a conversation and it's controversial.
Black men are the ones right now, in my opinion, that have kind of let black women down.
But they've also brainwashed or manipulated black women to believe that they're not as that they are worthless. Not completely worthless, but there are some things that there's a lot of black women in general, but African American women, we settle a lot on a lot of different things. And so he's saying that it also starts with the community of women together. You're an example. You have a huge show. So you guys have to love each other, and I do think that you made a good point that because some men look at their own father. Unfortunately,
That's what I'm saying.
I hate to ever disrespect him, but I think that
it's not disrespect. It's a fact.
Yeah, because just like a lot of that had an effect on Miss E, that whole relationship, and that in turn had an effect on the kids. They understand what she's going through, and so just how Miss E said that I had to build my worth back up and remind myself that it wasn't me. Kids can feel that, and they know that even if they don't understand what that feeling is, they understand like, wow, if that would happen to my mom, I'm now attracted to men that may do that to me as well. It's real and
It's a
true
vicious
psychology. Yes, it is. Yeah. It's a pattern, exactly. So I do feel like they respect each other at the core and they love each other. Yes, they argue a lot, and that's of course what brings ratings.
Argue, but it's not like they're dragging each other through the mud.
Exactly. But in that time, back in that season, oh my God, just that episode alone, like I remember it was just a mess. Like even I think they went to Orlando, even just getting there, like the RV, they were like all like stressed to even be on the RV together because they were like, this is just gonna be just a hell.
Well, and I'm not negating that. I'm sure they were acting a hot mess.
Yeah.
Okay, but
he got to see like right in the middle of the heat. Like he maybe doesn't understand like they're not always like this, you know.
I don't know. I just felt like he didn't need to make that statement at all. Mm-hmm. I don't think he needs to make that statement. He has 2 or 3 black
he does.
women
he
in
does.
his family, from the wife to his 2 kids, 2 daughters. I think he has 2 daughters.
But all he was saying is that you all have to set an example. Like you guys have these nice clothes on, and like, you know, you've gotten spoiled. That's what he was saying. We all know that they you can see that about them. That not necessarily bougie, but they are spoiled. Some of them are bougie.
I just disagreed with it. I didn't like it, and it just didn't sit well with me. But
I understand.
Again, who the hell am I?
No, I understand though, because who wants to ever hear something like that reflected, like even reflected into the universe? Like, why even put that out in the universe? Because that doesn't represent me, and now you're saying that as if, you know.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I just I forgive TD Jakes. I'm not gonna hold it against him. I'll read his books and everything. He hasn't, totally stuck his foot in his mouth. He's not Steve Harvey.
Damn.
He's not Steve Harvey. Toni can't find the note, you guys, and they allow Toni to basically lead this piece.
Yeah.
So we find out later that just goes to hell. So anyway, show starts. They start replaying the clips from the last show. Braxton Senior begins to talk about hurting his family. It's interesting that they're making him talk about this even more this season. And I just feel like
that's his storyline.
But does he need a storyline? He's the dad.
But I think that this is a storyline that needs to be broadcasted for sure. And that's crazy. 9 years you was cheating. Nobody knew.
I didn't realize it was so long.
9 years, and you got kids. You got that many kids. Like, that's a lot. And you were what was he, the preacher?
I think he was a bishop.
You were well respected in the church, and you, the main one, laying low and spreading it wide.
Laying low and spreading it wide.
You the main one.
Golly.
That's like embarrassing. And yes, I mean, that's karma, and absolutely, like, they deserve that. They're all girls. Like, that's just devastating. They need to see him be embarrassed. They need to see that. They didn't really get to grieve. I mean, they said that after he found somebody else, it's like they literally felt forgotten.
Yeah. Miss E shared in the confessional that her self-esteem really got bruised.
I can't imagine.
With the whole situation
I've
with
only
Michael
been,
Senior.
the longest relationship I've been in was 2 years, and I would be bruised.
Yeah. But I think that's why I'm so happy to see her now with the hair and the makeup and the other things that she's been able to do with herself. She's really come into her own, like a second life almost. So let's get into it. They decide to sing, and Toni sits there. Let's imitate.
Oh gosh.
We've practiced.
We practiced a little bit. All right. I forget how the note goes. And what's the words again? I'm pulling a Toni right now.
It is well. All right.
It is well. Like that, yeah?
And Toni just sat there just like this.
She kept looking back, but she had the perfect poker face on, because I didn't realize if they didn't say what was going on, I would have thought it was like a mic problem. Like maybe like they were in the ear, like saying, okay, hold on, ladies. We're getting the mic.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling a Toni right now. I'm just not going to say anything.
Yeah.
What in the hell? And then Tamar keeps looking at her, which
She's
is kind of like obvious on
camera. And it's so funny because she's so tall, so all she does is just keep
looking down like, are you going to say something? Shout out to Vince looking so dapper, gazing at them.
I know, and he was so nervous for them. Like, it goes to show, like, how much he loves them. Like, he lives, like, vicariously through them.
He does. So anyways, the performance, in my opinion, it was fine. I didn't see any problem with it. The family goes backstage, talk about the singing, Did somebody ask Toni why she didn't start that was affiliated with the show? I felt like there was a producer back there.
Really? No, I
And
didn't
maybe
see
I'm
that.
hearing things. I don't know. But I thought a producer asked, like, hey, Toni, weren't you supposed to start? Did that happen?
Oh,
Or am I
possibly.
tripping?
Possibly. Because it wouldn't necessarily be rude. It's a producer asking.
Like a producer probably knew like
Yeah.
what their plan was.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought I heard or saw somebody who wasn't
And
a
it
sister.
sounded so good with her like leading. Like it sounded
I enjoyed
so
that
good.
rendition.
I was like,
I wish everybody else could have
I'm
heard it.
excited for that. Yeah. But that's good that they had the behind the scenes so we know.
The family goes out to dinner and teases Toni about her and Baby's relationship, which was pretty funny.
That was hilarious.
That was pretty dang funny. And then they go to brunch the next day. Shout out to Towanda's leather jacket at brunch. I want one of those so bad. I feel like you're not a real adult woman until you have a badass black leather jacket.
Oh, okay, black. Okay.
Like a black leather, and I have a black leather jacket, but it's not badass. But like a badass biker black leather jacket. Towanda had one on in this episode, and I wanted it. So anyways, Towanda brings up going on a family vacation.
Mexico.
They've done Jamaica. They did, you said Orlando.
Yeah.
Where else have they gone? I feel like they've been to Mexico.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like for Trina's wedding. Where was that?
I can't remember.
Cabo.
They
No?
went to Cabo?
Went to Cabo?
Anyways,
But
can we go
Mexico's
somewhere
so
else?
like typical to me. Like
So,
Bahamas is typical.
As
you know?
I was watching the scene of them trying to figure out where to go, I'm like, where would I like to see
it's
the Braxtons
cheap and it's
go?
fun and everything's
But
legal.
let's
so just
have
go
a
to
little
Mexico.
let's have a little fun here. Where and you guys write this in on YouTube. Where would you like to see the Braxtons have an adventure? I would like to see the Braxtons go
Ooh.
to
Hawaii, Asia,
no, not even Hawaii.
like Hong Kong,
Maybe like a Hong Kong,
Tokyo.
like Hong Kong or Tokyo. I was thinking about something with like big animals, like something with a
Africa?
safari. Going to someplace in Africa.
No, that would be so funny. You know, Tamar wouldn't even be able to like go
Yeah.
anywhere. The bugs, the
Or
monkeys.
like somewhere with camels. I'd
oh
love
my
to
god,
see
like
them.
Dubai.
I'd love to see the Braxtons ride camels.
Oh my gosh, that would be the best if they
Um,
went to Dubai.
You know, and the other one I was thinking about that could be fun, the Braxtons somewhere really cold because they like gaudy things, like having them all in furs and drinking vodka, like in
Right,
Russia.
right.
I think the Braxtons take over Russia would be fun too.
That would be so cool.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but I'm just tired of like, okay, let's go to Mexico. Like,
Yeah.
hell, we live in LA.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
technically
yeah.
LA is Mexico, okay?
I really.
Like, we in Mexico every day.
I know. I'm like, you could literally have a full Mexican dinner every single night if you want. Literally from a
Technically,
different spot every night.
This part of California was originally Mexico,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you were
yeah.
in Mexico every single day.
That's why I was like, I feel like Mexico's so typical, but I was like, it's affordable. Like literally everything there. Like you ain't gonna pay much for everything you want. It's gonna be cheap.
I think We TV told them where they had to
Of
go because
course,
We TV
of
ain't paying for them to
course.
go to Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
Which,
of course.
Side note, I don't know if anybody wants to go to Russia right now.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I didn't even think about
Whew.
that.
Elephant, elephant,
Elephant?
elephant, 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 elephant. Is that you, elephant? Elephant. They have a sit down with Braxton Senior and they talk about his wife, which I haven't seen her. I think she was on an episode or they showed a picture of her or something, but I haven't seen her.
Whose wife?
Braxton Senior.
Oh no, I've never seen her.
I thought that they showed a clip of her in another episode that I missed, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways,
They are not like
why are
welcoming
they?
her. Have you ever had a
They're-
stepmom or
No, well, okay.
you're like that's another story.
No, I haven't had a stepmom, but my father was previously married.
Okay.
My father has gone on to be with the Lord. Okay.
Oh wow, okay.
So when he was mentioning this, it did bring me back to an interesting place. Number one, I think they're too old to have these kinds of feelings about their dad and this other woman. It's been many years, and they're all grown and have had their own families and whatnot.
Right.
But Braxton Senior's right. If there were a funeral, those women would be there. So you might as well get
Exactly.
ready
No,
for
he
it.
made total sense because that's usually when they all come together and they grieve for the same person because of the same reasons that they love them. And then you realize, dang,
Exactly.
like you love the same things that I love about my mom. But because the relationship started in a way that was dishonest, because this woman was introduced to us, our family, this base that we had that we thought was honest and loyal, she was introduced as the mistress. I'm never gonna trust someone who wouldn't even have the respect for me in the beginning. So why should we now have respect for each other? You don't have respect for me. Same way that she ain't really reaching out to them either. I'm
Well,
sure
I don't think she should.
she's probably tried before for the sake of her husband.
She don't need to make them cookies and tell them that
But
got
she should
a pair
try.
of
She
sandals
should
and
at least try. She should at least try and get fired down, because you'll never get accepted unless you got to be the one to put the olive branch out. They're not going to come for you.
No, you know good and well that you don't need to be reaching out to them. You know that you got involved with their father in a very scandalous way.
Mm-hmm.
She knows she don't have no business calling up Tamar like, "Hey girl, I got an extra pair of sandals from Marshalls and they seem to be on your size. You want to?" Like, no, she knows she don't need to be talking to them girls. She knows that. But I do think that it is time. If Michael Senior wants to bring his wife, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, I think that would be so interesting to watch.
I would love to see it.
And yeah, I think they're all grown. Like, come on, like, and you know that he's been with her forever, and it would probably, in his perfect world, it would obviously be mad convenient, but also it would probably bring your father around more often, and he would be happy to see the women that he loves, the kids and, ladies that he loves, fall in love with the woman that he loves. Like, why not? I know it's easier said than done, and that's why Bishop T.D. Jakes said, like, allow them to lead, But that was a lost cause. As soon as he said that, I said, oh, well, it's never going to happen.
Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, they're going to go on vacation, and
Yeah.
I have a feeling that she's going to come. My only thing is, are they going to
Miss
cut...
E ain't going to come if she comes.
No, it's not about Miss E. Are they going to pay this woman for being on the show? Because they'd have to cut me a damn good check to put myself out there and be in the middle of this mess.
Absolutely.
I'm not just going there for free.
You're
They have to cut
literally
me a check.
broadcasting your literal.
And she didn't sign up
like-
for this. She's not a Braxton.
Yeah.
She didn't grow up wanting all this fame and whatnot.
Exactly.
We don't know anything about this. So I would hope that WeTV is cutting her a big check. But we do have to wrap up here real quick. Toni and Tamar discussed the possibilities of this whole reunion happening with Miss Wanda and Miss E, and then they called Traci to ask her, because I guess Traci spent a lot of time around the woman,
Right.
And Traci shared a very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Traci said, I wanted my son, Kevin Jr., to have a relationship with his grandfather, so I had to put
about
my
the kids.
mother's feelings aside.
Exactly.
And make that happen.
And it's so important. When she said that, I said that shuts it down. And now I see why they go to her for so much wisdom. I never realized it, because she seems to be such a hothead.
She's a hothead.
But she made a good point, and she
good point.
continuously seems to kind of like be great for.
Yeah, I respect what she said.
Yeah.
And, again,
It takes a big person to do that too, for the sake of the kids.
my father's ex-wife, they had a rough situation, right? But I do remember when my father was, in his last stages of his life, and on his deathbed, his second wife and third wife, and I believe my father's first wife came by for a little bit, but they were all there.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Sometimes you gotta put stuff aside.
Yeah, you do. Life
gotta
isn't
put stuff
promised.
aside.
Life is short. And if
But
you're really trying to be blended.
key word here that I just wanted to bring up before we get off of the air: wife, like first wife, second wife, third wife. My issue with our generation, ain't anybody getting married. Everybody got a baby mama and everything else. You're not saying that it's a problem, but I find that even though these men from our previous generations did things like that, at least they had the honor and to make an honest woman out of that woman,
Decency, right?
Like decency to marry her, not just have her as a girlfriend.
Yeah, but that's traditional, Traditionally, you find someone, you get married young.
But but that's the whole thing. If you're gonna be living that life, at least marry the woman.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, commit at least.
But
and
I guess I wouldn't have so many issues with guys of our generation and of today if okay, you're around here doing all this extra stuff, but
you don't hear nobody rapping or singing about getting married no more. The last time we heard it was nothing is promised to me and you.
What about
Jagged Edge was the last time we heard about marriage songs. Like, can you think of one?
Yes, I
Let's get
can.
married. No. Wait, who? That was a hit.
Girl, if you let me say it.
Go.
Wale and Usher, The Matrimony. It came out last year.
See, I don't even
and it
know
was
that.
an absolute hit.
It was a hit?
It was a hit.
Y'all let me know if it was a hit. I ain't never heard of it.
Y'all
Because
can-
I would think if it's a hit, everyone should know that song.
So feel free to go on YouTube and
We're
share.
gonna do that.
So we have a
Okay.
couple of things we want you guys to share on YouTube. Number one, where would you like the Braxtons to go?
Yes,
Never
what,
been to
Ronnie? Always on it. Okay.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, this sounds good too. I want to.
This song is
Okay,
great.
cool.
So make sure you guys download the song as well. So make sure you guys let us know where you'd like to see them go. Number two,
For vacation, right?
For vacation. Number two, what was my last thought? The song popped up and I forgot my thought. Shout out to Ronnie, our DJ.
The song,
Oh.
like a marriage song.
Yes. So if you have any other songs that are like hip hop based that
There we
talk
go.
about marriage,
R&B, yeah.
R&B, hip hop of the last 2 to 3 years, share them so that we can listen. We just gave you one. It's The Matrimony.
Yes.
In between now and next week, you can find me on social media when sports and pop culture collide at McCall Hall. And where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Kalima Music Art Wisdom.
All right, you guys, make sure you guys hit us up on AfterBuzz TV across the board. We'll see you next week for another episode of Braxton Family Values.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.